Hi everybody, Gwen Lawrence here, and thank you so much for joining me for my Power Yoga for Sports training kit. We are in our football edition, and most specifically, today we're going to be talking about quarterbacks. And I am going to share with you my top yoga poses for quarterbacks. Keep in mind though, that every video in this football training kit could be of value to you, even if you're not a quarterback, so please give them all a try. You might find something very secret and amazing in one of my other videos that's not in yours. I couldn't spend too much time. I want to make these short and sweet for you. So I'm going to time us in each pose. Let's get right to it. The poses are going to be 2 minutes long each. We're going to start on your back. Okay, we want a quarterback. I'm good here. How about you? Maybe we just sit here for 2 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're going to do banana pose. Okay, we want to open the shoulders, the lats, side body. So you're going to, I'm going to put this here so I can start it for you. Grab your left forearm with your right hand. Bring your upper body over to the right. Okay, so the right arm is going to be working to lengthen and elongate the left side body. Now, go left leg, right leg to the right with the legs till you can't go anymore. And once you can't go anymore, cross the left ankle over the right ankle. So the only things that are working here are the left leg, you're pushing through the left heel, and the right arm is lengthening the left arm and left lat side body. Now every breath you take is going to enhance and deepen the stretch. So focus on opening up the space between the ribs. Try to keep both butt cheeks down. Don't try, just do it. And keep that left shoulder down too. Take extra deep breaths here. Keep pushing through that left heel. Keep pulling with your right arm. You want to pull on the forearm, not the hand, because we don't want to really pull on that wrist joint. So we're above the wrist. The exhale, you can kind of release and relax. The inhale, you push and pull a little bit harder. Last deep breath. So listen up. Very slowly release the grip of the right arm and bring the right arm down. Just slide it down on the floor. Bring the left arm, bend the elbow, and bring it down. So you don't want to bring the arms back into position straight. That's hard on the shoulder. So bend the elbows. Now both are at a 90-degree angle. Uncross the legs and make the legs wide and sort of even yourself out. Shake the legs. Let's get right into it. Elongate the right arm over your head. Grab the right forearm with the left hand and up and over to the left. Left, right, the legs. Once you can't go anymore, right heel over the left heel. And sink in. Deep breath. Both hips down, both shoulders down. Notice a difference right away, what your tight side is. What's restricted. I know I feel my right lat and I feel the front of my right hip the most. Front side of the right hip. And then when I take deep breaths, I feel this really good itchy stretch between my ribs. That's going to give me more lung space, better capacity for oxygen intake. And the more resilient, open, and flexible your back, spine is, the less the load on that shoulder. Keep pushing through your right heel, pulling the left arm, or pulling with your left arm. Deeper and deeper the breath. You got 10 seconds left. So remember, you're going to release the grip of the wrist. Slowly bend that right elbow, both elbows down. Uncross the right leg and just kind of rock out the hips a little bit. Bending your knees, bring your knees into your chest. Let's rock right up to seated. Swing the legs around. Next hold is going to be a downward dog. Downward dog is great for quarterbacks because it's opening up every joint in the body. If, by God forbid, you get sacked and you're on the floor, you want your body to be very resilient. You want all your joints open and able to just fall into that fall or that hit and not be rigid and break, right? Even the tall skyscrapers in New York City sway with the wind so they don't break. Onto your hands and knees and tucking the toes, press it into downward dog. Hands are going to be shoulder width apart, palms flat, fingers spread. Plug your entire hand into the floor. Make a perfect handprint in your mat. Bend your knees. Drop the chest through and let your head get traction. And then growing into the pose, sinking the heels, lifting the tailbone and breathing. You can wiggle around here. You could alternate calf stretch initially. So I wanted to show you different poses today. One pose I find very important for pitchers and quarterbacks is my face down shoulder stretch. You can look in the pose book for that. I believe it's in pose book 2 and add that as well to your routine. If you can't do these for 2 minutes initially, do what you can. Rest for a moment and then pop back up until it's easy for you to hold for the full 2 minutes. It's all about breathing, mental toughness, focus, finding balance in the body to reduce injury, increasing functional strength, and of course flexibility. Those are the 6 facets of power yoga for sports. Balance, strength, flexibility, mental toughness, focus, and breath. I know it's a long one. Do the best you can. There's going to be a really good one next. Promise. You got 2 seconds. Okay, we're going to go right into it. Right leg forward, pigeon pose. So deep hips. You want a nice supple back. One way to do that and to get some torque off the knee is by opening deep hips. So pigeon pose, bring the right leg forward. In time, this right lower leg will be parallel to the front edge of your mat. It is what it is. If you don't have any knee issues, you're right in center. I want you to start upright first so we get the left hip flexor as well. If you have right knee issues or knee issues in general, you're going to sit on the right butt but still bring the body forward so that you can get that deep glute stretch. So we're going to stay here initially, bringing the heart through, chest up nice and tall. If you want to get even deeper, you could use a block. And once I do that, I can really feel that left hip flexor. Pigeon is one that I think you're going to want to stay in a little bit longer. So, you know, you can write these down, do them as long as you want or what feels good for you. But now we're going to come forward. I suggest the block goes under your chest or belly. And then you must rest your head. If it doesn't reach, use a block, stack your fists, your hands, and sink in. As you hold it, you might want to go a little deeper. As long as your hips are square and no knee pain. Okay, you're going to come up gently, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, slowly press back to your down dog. Give it a moment there. And pressing the left leg forward now. Okay, remember we're going to stay in center first. Upright, as tall as you can. Sinking down in center, sitting on the left butt cheek if the left knee is having pain. But just feel how being upright gets right into that right hip flexor. Just lessens the load on the low back, gives you a little bit better torque, depth of rotation. And bringing the body down. Resting, chest and belly on a block, maybe. And definitely resting your head somewhere. Little added bonus for quarterbacks if you want. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace, bring the arms up, push yourself up, woo, and then down. But don't crash your head. That's an option. You could do it 5, 6 times on each side. Just opening the chest and shoulders. Remember, do go look up my face down shoulder stretch. You will love it. It's going to open up anterior deltoid, chest, bicep, rotation in the spine. And we're going to come on up, tuck the back toe, press into your down dog, realign, realign, and coming onto your hands and knees. Next one we're going to do a supported fish, giving you more back extension. And we're going to add a little shoulders to it. You're going to probably want to do this in time way longer than 2 minutes, but we're going to do it 2 minutes today. You can always memorize it, set your own timer. Take one block underneath your back, another block under your head, knowing that someday your back extension is so clean and open that you won't need this second block, okay? But hips must be on the ground. A lot of people want to lift their hips in order to get their head down. That should not happen. Your hips must be grounded, and your head and chest and back will open enough in time that your head will touch. That's secondary. So extend the legs. This one you'll love too, and I think everybody in the world should do this. Let it hit. If it's down too far, too close to the back, and you go back, it hurts. So it's probably around that far away from your back. You'll know. And then bring it back. See, some people want to do this to get your head down. I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep the butt down, take the other block, and put it under your head. Okay? In time with practice, you won't need the block under your head. I have people that are about 4'10" that don't need the block under your head. They have so much back extension. Okay, so to begin with, arms are down by your side, right out of the shoulders, relaxing the legs and breathing. You can bring the arms over your head if you want, interlace the fingers, try to touch the pointers down, as long as you don't get a back cramp. You can bring the arms at, what is it, about 10 and 2 or 11 and 1. That's not your wins and loss records. That's on an analog clock directive. I know a lot of you are digital out there, but just take a look at the angle my arms are. Just find the best angle where you feel the most stretch and just hold it there and concentrate on depth of breath. There's a lot of YouTube videos that I have too that focus on shoulders and shoulder issues. So if you want to go more deeply into long, deep shoulder holds, check those out. Just go to Gwen Lawrence Yoga on my YouTube channel, and in my YouTube channel, search shoulders. Okay, now to come out of this, you guys, just roll it over, tip over into fetal position. There probably will be a time while you're rolling over that you panic a little, but you're instantly relieved once you roll over. And then bring it on up. Last one we're going to do is helping our feet stay healthy and having a little power to push off, no cramping. One of the professional quarterbacks I work with loves to do this one every week with me, and it's toe threading. So like yoga toes, it keeps that plantar fascia open, but unlike yoga toes, it is done with your hand, so you're bone on bone. So it's a little bit more aggressive, gets a little deeper, and way more effective. So you're going to use your left foot first, right hand, so that your bottom of the foot to palm. And you're going to thread each finger between each toe. And you're just going to hold it there. If you tend to get foot cramps, plantar fasciitis, or any kind of foot problems, you should do this every day. We're going to do it 2 minutes, keeping in mind that we're not skipping a toe, okay? Do not skip a toe, and in time, the base of my finger is all the way up against the base of my toe. So I don't know if you could see that, but there you go. It doesn't feel like you're doing much while you're here, but once we take the hand out, you're going to notice the difference. It's going to feel great, but you're very gently opening and stretching all the musculature on the bottom of the foot, just holding it here. So hopefully you did put your favorite music on, because it can get a little bit boring. So what I do is I tell my players, do this while you're watching TV, and each commercial break is usually like 2.5 minutes long. Do 1 foot for a whole commercial break, and that's how you just fit it in. I mean, it's not a big deal. Your hand's always with you, bone on bone, nice and deep. I promise you, you're going to see a difference. Any agility sport should consider doing this as well. I've been told that it won't stop or reverse bunions. But if you have a propensity in your family towards developing bunions, that it could slow the progression of bunions. You're opening up all the muscles, and you aren't pulling on the bones, and you're relieving a lot of the pressure. So why not give it a try? It's free, it's quick, it's easy. You never know. So last 10 seconds. I can't wait for you to feel once you release. Okay, so let it go. And right away you can just feel how much open and airy it feels around your toes. Let's try the other side. Okay, right foot, left hand. Go ahead, thread. I have to take my rings off because it hurts. Thread, try to get base of the finger all the way down to the base of the toe. And hold. That's it. You can do neck rolls while you're here. What can I do to distract you? Yeah, let's do that. Just drop ear to shoulder. You can extend that opposite arm a little bit. And then bring the head back up and other way. Always good for that. I slept wrong last night, so I have a little kink right here, so it's really hard for me to go down there. Do the best you can, but always good for a very open neck for a quarterback in both directions. You should look at the dominant eye video to understand why we want full range of motion rotation in both directions. Go refer to that video and understand why it's so important. Let's come back to center, chin to chest. We're doing 2 minutes today, but you could do 2.5, 3 minutes. No real need to do it much longer than that because we're looking at small muscles here. So it's plenty of time to get change. When we're working glutes and thighs and quads and hammies, those are big, thick muscle groups, so you do want to hold 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. That last 18 seconds. Okay, nice deep breath in, and then go ahead and release. Wiggle the toes around. So there you have it. Some of my top yoga pose picks for quarterbacks in football. Remember, check out my shoulder videos. Certainly check out the face up and face down shoulder stretch as well. But I wanted to give you some other unique ideas rather than the obvious. So to go over, we did banana pose, pigeon pose, downward dog, supported fish, and the toe thread. Don't forget to check out the other videos. Try to do something 2 to 3 times a week to see the most progress. Be great, be consistent, and I'll see you next time.